on the vaults. Wait, hang on.
My wife. What time are you gonna be home for dinner? You're so wonderful.
Okay. But don't worry, what's always silver takes.
Adios. Okay.
If you ever shop. Well, folks, if you ever shopped, Jesus. Hey, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Carter's Country, that is. My name's Billy Carter. This is Zack from Browning. We're going to spend a little time talking about the correct way to store ammo so that it will stay fresh and be ready for you to use and whenever you get ready to go hunting or you get ready to go to the range for all your precision shooting to do from time to time. Well, be sure you try to keep your ammunition in the driest possible climate as far as, a safe, of course, would be the best way to do that because you can keep the actual climate controlled and so on and so forth. And you can control the humidity inside there. Honestly, I mean, I've had ammunition stored in the garage type in this atmosphere for years, but there again, you have to kind of keep up with them, and I keep fans going, kind of keep air as dry as possible, kind of just, and it's just one of those, you just kind of work it a little bit. A little effort is all it takes. There's also like inside your vaults that you can actually store ammunition in, or inside any kind of boxes really, you can actually put desiccants in, which, there's many different kinds of desiccants available. Most of them are rechargeable and reusable. We sell a couple of different versions. Browning also has a couple of different versions of things that are available as far as electric and also battery operated. And then just some stuff that just sits on a shelf. Like I said before, they're reactivatable, basically whenever the color changes and they get saturated. So you'll just throw it in your oven. Sometimes I'm sure your other half may not like that idea, but it's okay, they'll get over it in time. Probably, I think, Zach, you'd also agree with probably the best way to store ammo would be in a safe. That way you can't get in the hands of the kids and you keep it safe out of family situations and so forth. And that would probably be the best overall situation if you can get that, or at least some kind of lockable box of some kind of sort.
Correct. There's, and that's the thing about safes is our safes come with shelves. So you're able to store ammo on the shelves. I've even had some safes special ordered that were all shelves. A guy had a safe for his guns and had a safe for his ammunition for that very reason.
Correct.
I've made the mistake of forgetting to put a box of 22 shells back in the safe, come back 2 weeks later, and it's corroded.
Yeah, it can happen that way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one thing to always watch out for is anytime you see anything green growing on the brass of ammo, that means that brass is starting to break down. So you really don't want to shoot that ammunition in any firearm. It should be disposed of properly at that point in time, because it will. I have seen guns actually get blown up because of that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
So it is breaking down pretty bad. Okay, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and kind of shift gears now. We're going to let Zach kind of go over some actual Browning vaults with us and show us some of the best features of some of them, and also why it would be a good idea to have your stuff inside a vault.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Happy to. Hey, I'm Zack Ezer with Browning. Walk through a couple things on the Sporter 23 Browning safe. So, Billy, this safe has pry-stop bolts, which just means that we have some features in here that make these bolts hard to be twisted, and it keeps the safe locked in a pry attack. Okay. It also has three-way bolts. So you have bolts on the top, the side, and on the inside. It has a force deflector, which is a mechanism that we have in here. If there's a drilling attack, there's some pins that are in there that make that bit want to go sideways.
One way or another.
Yep. So just like trying to drill a pipe, it's not easy to do.
Right.
It's another added feature. There's 2 layers of insulation on the safe, and the 12 gauge body with those 2 layers of thermoblock insulation, which just means we take our insulation and it's cut kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. So it fits in there tighter. There's less air gaps. Means that the insulation is more efficient. That results in a 60-minute fire rating at 1400 degrees.
It's one of the top industry numbers for sure.
That's a very good. And the way that we do all of our testing on our minutes and our temperature is we start the clock when the furnace hits 1200 degrees, and we wait until the top thermocouple hits an internal temperature of 375.
Okay.
So you get a very good representation of what that fire rating is. All of our seams are welded.
Right.
They're not tack welded. That makes a difference if a safe is in a fire. As metal,
and so forth.
Correct. It heats and contracts. It wants to torque. And then one of the big features that you'll see on this safe is the DPX door storage system. So this is a patented system that we have. It allows you to store extra long guns. It's great for shotguns, all of your most used firearms. I always put mine out here on the door because I want to access it easier, less likelihood of being able to ding the stock or bump another gun. You'll also notice on the floor of our safes, we've got 4 caps. Those are pre-drilled holes if you wanted to mount the safe to the floor. That way you don't have to drill through the steel or through the drywall. You'll also notice that our floor is flush mounted with the lip of the safe. Again, so that as you're pulling guns in and out of the safe, there's less likelihood that you're gonna ding a stock, especially on your grandfather's old wood stock gun. That is a family heirloom. You wanna keep it as pristine as possible.
Sure.
You'll also notice that we have 3/4 inch plywood shelves on this safe. On some of our other safes, it's actually a steel shelf with rubber overmolding, but this shelving system is fully adjustable. And that allows you to store your ammunition in here. As we talked about earlier, keep it away from the kids. And then also you'll notice down at the bottom right, there's an outlet in there or a hole so that you can run an electrical cord, so that you can run your flexible dehumidifiers or your bar dehumidifier. And it also allows you to run a light package in here if you want to buy one of our extra light packages.
Yeah, it's pretty good deal for those things because I mean, most all your dehumidifier rods actually come with the head to pull off, so there's no more cutting them and resplicing outside the vaults or anything like that.
Yes, sir.
Kind of creates more of a fire issue at times, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. And then one other thing that I always try to help people whenever I'm in a store is I ask them, how many guns do you have now? And how many do you think you're gonna have in the future?
Exactly.
So on all of our safes, this is a Sporter 23. That's 23 long guns. So that's a mix of rifles and shotguns, scope, non-scope. That doesn't include the pistols in that count. And that doesn't include any pistols that you would put on the shelf. So 23 long guns. So again, starting at that starting question, how many guns do you have now? If you have 20, you probably ought to look at stepping up beyond a 23. And then the other thing to remember is, as a safe is a great haven for firearms, for ammunition, it's also a great place to put family heirlooms, documents, your wife's jewelry, any other valuables that are irreplaceable. Yeah,
I tell a lot of people you can go down to like the Office Depots and so forth and get those actual fire boxes that are truly fireproof, which are really the perfect thing to store like the papers and your wife's jewelry and so forth, because I mean, they are fireproof boxes. So in case you do go through a pretty good fire, I mean, those kind of things will be protected for sure.
Yes, sir. And if you put that inside a safe, it's not going anywhere. Yes, sir.
Good to go. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this latest video for the Cartridge Country and Zack from Browning. If you'd like, what we always like to say, if you ever shopped, shot, or hunted with us, we appreciate you. We want to see you next time around. Adios.